Okay, so last time I think we had an orc in our legions. Oh yeah, we got a new area. As you can see, we now also are about to get access to a new room, and we want to get here because this is where diamonds live. And down here is nothing to speak of, so I'm gonna clear that out. Over here's some magma. And I don't hear anything over here, so my guess is we should be fine here. Okay, this happens to be a 5x5 room. But since there is a lot of gold to grab here, I might want to expand this a bit. Also, since this is going to be a horribly misshapen room, quite the abomination of a room in fact, we'll make this a treasury. And the Dungeon Keeper 1, the heart of the dungeon, actually can't store things itself, even though it has this nice little checkerboard tiles that a treasury would usually have. It only stores your initial gold and I think gold from room sales, but nothing else. Let's have another imp. Okay, don't do that. Don't don't make it that big. This will be the hatchery. I'm tempted to make this here the first lair. We'll probably need two of them anyway. So I'm not sure how to best approach this. I think this way would be best. Okay, 5x5 here. We won't get a 5x5 on here. By the way, I don't know if... I think the various research books you get don't actually count towards your... We'll make that a bit bigger. This will be the library. I don't think your research books count towards your library limit. So those aren't actually stored in the library, those are somewhat different. You there. Please take over this room. The treasury is currently full. It's not filled with 16,000 now because we had some money on a dungeon heart. And that does not occupy any space. However, I think it might be a good idea to summon 5 more imps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because there was a lot of area to dig out. While we're here, we might as well... What is this madness? Let's make this a bit bigger. Make it even bigger. We'll go as far as possible without going completely misshapen again. Okay, now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh, it's still we'll put that exit over here. So we get 5x5 rooms from here. Your treasury and your prison and other rooms don't have to be that big. You'll usually not want to leave too many prisoners in your prisons anyway. You want to kind of process them as quick as possible. Okay, now we do need more gold. And I'm hesitant to go over here. I really, really, really want this place here. We need those jewels. So, for the sake of doing that, let's build at least a bit of a treasury first. We're gonna need more than that, but for now this will do. Okay, I think this will be enough. For the time being, at least. All this gold sitting around here. Yeah, you don't pay your imps, by the way. There is no way to waste money on those. They're happy with working for you. I guess it's, yeah, it's a fly. Both flies and spiders will become kind of rare later on. Those spiders are kind of a staple for a long time in the game. The flies won't last you too long. And I'm tempted to kick those out anyway because flies are rubbish. Okay, we have attracted our first bile demon, that's good. Okay, now we're on the training room. It's good to start training creatures as soon as humanly possible. Otherwise you might end up in trouble once you do unearth a room filled with heroes. Let's dig this out completely. All those 3 creatures we have lays around here, get your asses working. You there, get this room sorted. Said get this dug out. Wonderful. I hope this is not too small. Yeah, the enemy is working his way there. So I'm not sure we want to build here. I believe there are heroes around here, so we'll want to be careful when we explore this way. But since there is probably magma all around the place, there certainly is some here, so we'll have to check that later. And we'll probably want to have a bridge before we do anything else here. Okay, wonderful, we've got a warlock. Put him into the training room first. At least one. The first one will probably have to go into our training room. And all the bile demons. All of them. And even though they are red, they are not fireproof. So those guys will always have to use bridges. I would like this fly to work a bit more efficient, so move it. I think I speed up the wrong thing. Yeah, I beat up this warlock. He's now making his home very efficiently. There we go, we beat up the right thing. Move it. You there as well. Move it. It's also nice how everybody reacts a bit differently to being slapped.
It is payday.
Oh wow, they just joined me right on payday. How very convenient. That fly's going to get his money soon. I guess, unless it's not demanding any payment. Okay, we now got our first demon spawn. That's always a good start, once you get those. Okay, do I want to... I like to have those exits from the room in the middle of the wall as well, so... Don't dig out that far. There is a cavity here, which I don't want to breach before I'm definitely ready to do so. Also, this hatchery here might look big for now, but it's gonna be a bit too small very soon. Like by the time those guys here level up to, let's say, 5 or 6, this hatchery here is not going to cut it anymore. I'm afraid it's certainly not going to cut it. However, let's get ready here. Could I just expand this a bit further? 5. Let's actually make this bigger. And this will be an expansion to the hatchery. So we can have more rooms like this way.
A new spell has been researched.
It's 5 by 5. Well, you've seen in the last scenario, especially once you get prisoners as well, you do want to have a hatchery that's humongous. I would like my researchers actually go with more rooms now. We definitely need bridges. From here on we can also do 5 by 5 rooms again. It's 5.
A new room has been researched.
This looks kind of weird. I don't like it. I don't like this at all. Anyway, before we expand the hatchery, we'll want to get more money. We want to get more level ups. And we got the Side of Evil now. You can see it there. Oh, I would like 2 of those to actually get into shape. And then we'll cast an eye on here. Oh, yep, that's the level with fairies.
A new spell has been researched.
I believe we can get away with capturing those. So if we stay a bit frugal now and not spend too much money, we should be able to hold out until we get access to a prison, and of course the torture chamber and so on. And we'll put the prison right next to the lair. It's 4. Oh, this is the enemy dungeon. Yeah, no, that's not a jewel gem vein. But this here, you can hear them digging here. This is the enemy. He will be breaching our walls very soon. I can't say I'm looking forward to that. When we are kind of prepared, we have the levels. Do I want this money? No, not yet. Okay, outpost has been researched. How to do this?
A new spell has been researched.
Move it! Celebrating, bastards. We need you all to be in shape. Okay, we have 4 wizards in here. Warlocks. This one. Mostly because it's easier to grab than the ones closer to the wall. Drop them into training. The training room is almost full, but it will pay off to have it there and to have those creatures leveled up. And there you can hear them. You can see the gold vein here is disappearing. Slowly but surely. And imagine you break into this too early. That is a lethal mistake. Okay, we now have the workshop. I'm gonna put that over here. Am I? I'm gonna build a 3x3 workshop for now. We'll expand this once we get access to those gems. Also try to get over here. How's the comparison looking? He has way more creatures than I do, so I'm not willing to actually... new spell. Conceal monster. You have researched the power of invisibility. Cast it on a creature to hide it from enemy eyes. I'm not sure if that actually works that well. As I said, I believe it's nice to have, but it's not a necessity. Also have to get this money soon. Like these seams here. And looking at him, he has way more creatures than I do. So chances are he's going to also outpower us quite massively. Even though we would have the advantage of being close to our lairs and close to our healing buildings. But I do not want to risk it. Let's try to get here. This section of the dungeon here is mostly fortified, so it is safe. Okay, barracks. Now the only real point of barracks is to give you orcs, but we'll put the barracks over here. Again, this will have to do for now. I want a bigger prison. Once we get a prison, we can just capture those ferries. And everything will be alright. I can dump them in here, I can build a torture room here. Or here, doesn't matter. And then we can actually capture those ferries and then convert them to our cores, which is gonna be lovely. Not for them necessarily, but for us. Our core is gonna benefit massively from that. And there is the prison. Just in time. By the way, I'm not sure if it's easier to take prisoners or not. Like, I'm not sure how much health you actually have to knock off. If you still have to basically kill the entire creature, or if it's significantly less than that. Okay, let's trigger prisoners. Level 5, level 4, level 3, and you're level 4. I think we're good to go. So, let's break into this. And let's actually summon creatures here. Yep, that cost me a bunch of imps. No, you don't go there. Okay, they are now coming to us, which is kind of nice. Okay, can I get a Bile Demons? And some wizards. I'll have to replace some imps, but that's fine. What are you doing? Get in there. Okay, so the first time I did this I was actually way under-leveled here, and it did bite my ass quite horribly. I wish I had a graveyard by now. Okay, I think we've killed one of those. I know it was an orc and an imp. Okay, you there. Okay, that's fine. And as you can see here, this number is red, which means those two can't be picked up. Okay, first off, I want to grab some of those chickens. And get our new guests in a more survivable shape. I'll just grab most of them. No, you get to eat something. Oops. Didn't want to beat them up. Okay, now that this is sorted out, we want to mine this gold. We need all of this gold.
A new spell has been researched. A door has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
And I think I'll want a door here. We don't get the information what kind of door it is every time now. Okay, we just got this gold in time, and we also lost this orc just in time to make it work. Let's grab a few more chickens. I think those should do. I don't want those fairies to die on me. There's one more chicken for you. Having those die on me would mean a massive loss, because I don't think they're as good at skeletons. Okay, new research, temple. Researchers have found instructions for building a temple to the dark gods. Sacrifice creatures in the temple's pool to receive gifts from these gods. You might have to experiment with the offerings you make. The dark gods are not easy to please. There is only one offering you really want to make, and that is I'm gonna show you. I also want to level up a troll. One of those trolls. Get in there.
A new spell has been researched.
Okay, we've got the lightning strike spell. Lovely. And I think I want to replace those imps we lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It cost me a lot of money, but I think we're better off with 10 imps than we were with only 4 of them. It's also nice that the cost for the imp spell decreases again once you lose those imps you had. Let's sell this bit of bridge here. There's no point in keeping it around.
You've tunneled into a new area. A new spell has been researched.
Ooh, a new spell as well.
Research.
The Protect Creature spell has been researched at last. Cast on a creature to increase its toughness. Now, I barely do that because spells cost money, and as long as you don't have infinite amounts of that, there is, in my opinion, no real point in actually casting them. Also, another big downside is that you actually have to aim and charge it in time. And since the battle menu, as you've seen, is somewhat hasty and quickly shifting, I just don't think it's working that well. Don't have a torture room? Yes. Yes, I do. For more than one reason, we need this room. I'm gonna show you the reasons for this soon.
Reserves are running low.
Yeah, I know I'm running out of cash. But we now have all the tools we need to get those fairies on our side. They are incredibly powerful spellcasters. As you can see, they do quite well with imps. They can zap down a level 1 imp in no time. Oi. Could I have some of those guys here? Okay, that works too. I don't think this fly is gonna have much of a chance there. Nope. Not a chance, he just plucked it out though. We did lose an imp though. Probably because due to the bile demons and their gaseous discharges. However, this means we do have a connection with the enemy keeper. Can't say I'm in favor of that. Where is my... I lost my fly, that's mildly inconvenient. We want to keep an eye on those. I can't afford to lose those. Ah, perfect. We now got a mistress. Okay, can I get... we need more chickens. How's the hatchery filled? Try to keep it at least somewhat filled, but it doesn't have to be full. I think it's
An enemy has been converted.
full, that's 1. Try to keep them topped off, because it would be a huge loss to actually get those turned into ghosts. Come Come on, move it. Get converted. You can also, of course, cast a healing spell on those as they are tormented, but I prefer to actually keep them healed that way because it's friggin' free. And it's at this point where the extra money for the hatchery totally pays off. New area again. I'm not sure that's the case, really. I think they take massive damages from torturing those fairies. No, go to your torture chamber, or my torture chamber. I'm not sure how they eat while they are flung around like that. But they do, and it's fine. Okay, do I want to use the temple right now? Yes. We have the money for... This is all you need. If you sacrifice a chicken, all your chickens will explode, which is highly inconvenient. If you sacrifice one of those, and one of those, we'll get more of them. You will be rewarded with a Horned Reaper, whose level I think will be the average of levels for all the creatures that went in. Oh, no, you don't die on me. Now the Horned Reaper is very, very difficult to please. Okay, we have found a bunch of heroes. You there. Get going. This guy is extremely powerful. And will not really require any sort of outside assistance, but just in case we'll also drop in an orc. One of those fairies. And there's one more. Horned Reaper. Now the thing with Horned Reaper is you'll want to give him something to do. He needs something to kill. Oh no. You. Get back to prison. You get in here. No, you get out of there. Have some rest. We'll need to do this differently. Okay, we'll drop those guys here. And we'll drop the warlocks on this side. This should give us enough leeway to work with those enemies, or against them. We also want some bile demons. Okay, where's my Horned Reaper? Oh, that's fine. That is okay. I don't need all those level 1 warlocks anymore. They haven't gotten into shape by now. We don't really want them. However, the fleeing thing doesn't seem to work too well for my creatures. Gotta say that as it is. Damn it. Okay, there's one more room that we definitely want. Okay, those guys can't heal just yet. So more chicken farming it is. No, not there. Here. Definitely want this lady here to be topped up again. And in you go. Now, those will also do fine skeletons, but we don't need skeletons for now. I actually don't want any skeletons, however they do use up a whole lot of food. We now have barbarians in my dungeon as well. I'm not sure how I got those ones. Might have been a neutral barbarian somewhere here. Strange, but not unheard of. Okay, the enemy has tunneled into the diamond room, which is unpleasant for me because that means I need to hurry up. But we have a Horned Reaper. It is the most powerful creature in the game, and it has fully restored. So yeah, those guys are very easy to anger. And you want to have your temple ready for if you can double creature in the temple and it will start praying to the dark gods, which will make it happy. Okay, imp, do that. Okay, I need this room here. Get it captured. Damn it! Ah, I wanted that ferry. A ghost will usually try to go to the temple, annoyingly enough. Okay, you there.
Your gold reserves are running low.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to fix that. Dig through here.
You cannot afford to trade creatures.
Okay, dig in this one as well. And through here. He's zapping my creatures now. Ow! That was annoying. Well placed lightning strike there, cost me both my ferries. Bastard.
Your minions are winning a battle.
Okay, just dump all the creatures in here. And now I could also go in with the summoning spell. Let's screw it. This is basically the big showdown here. There is the Horned Reaper. He's having a field day here. Level 1 creatures regularly do it.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
You might want to come back.
Creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Okay, he has some pretty good stuff there.
Your gold reserves are running low.
Okay, I don't want my imps to go here any closer.
Creatures are attacking the enemy.
Lock that door if we need to.
Some of your minions are unable to reach their lairs. An enemy has been converted to your cause. Hungry creatures cannot get to a hatchery. Your creatures are under attack.
Okay, let's drop them in here for now. Do these guys have gold by any chance?
Your gold reserves are running low.
Okay, chain of plans, we have to go this way.
Some of your minions are unable.
Can I get my three things here? Yes.
Hungry creatures cannot get to a hatchery.
Okay, another hungry creature here. Yes, you. All the demon spawns. We'll put in here. That didn't go too well. Nope, you don't have any money. That's a shame.
Your gold reserves are running low.
Room lost. Oh, he has taken my bridge. Oh, great. He has, in fact, taken my bridge. And he has killed both of those ferries. which is really the worst. Okay, let's regroup and then... Oh, no, 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 you will not be angry. The thing with the Reaper is, once he has nothing to do, he goes and gets angry. And the only thing you can sort this out is by just dumping in a temple and letting him just pray. Now, if he has something to do like training, he will also not go unhappy. But do not keep those around without giving them anything to do. And of course, level 10 Horned Reaper will not be able to train anymore, so he'll just rest and get angry. Also, if you accidentally drop your Horned Reaper into the temple, into this little basin thing, he will actually, the gods will be angry and anger all of your creatures as well. Like, everyone will get pissed.
You have tunneled into a new area. Your gold reserves are running low.
Okay, let's get this going. We don't need any skeletons for now. I'm quite happy with the Bile Demons. Those seem to need an inordinate amount of food to get back to full health. Okay. I was hoping we could easily claim this money room there. I think that one's fit enough. I have to make up some losses, so... Okay, that hatchery is close to being emptied out. You there. Wish I had a lightning trap for that. Okay, they won't break into this room. And imps are a bit annoying because they're so easy to break, they're so quick to lose, and certainly do it a lot. The Horned Reaper, by the way, will now go to the temple all the time. He'll pray to himself, apparently. Very, very nice. At least we don't have to pay for the training. He's also the most expensive creature to train, and of course he will have the biggest paycheck. As you can see here-ish. He'll only learn attack, and I think he'll learn speed up at some point. But yeah, he's... For level 4, he's taking 1,900 gold alone. That's incredible. I think that's an obscene amount of money. I mean, they're worth it. They're pretty strong creatures. But overall, it's still an obscene amount of money. That we should probably not waste without actually having access to that stupid gem vein. Kind of mad at myself for putting this one fairy to torture. Okay, more chickens. We need more chickens. Should have probably built this bigger hatchery instead of just carving out a room. Woohoo! We have converted an enemy. Okay, we'll let the hatchery restore for now. And we'll also have to summon more imps. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Yeah, don't summon your imps into lava. That's always a bad move. And I wish this would already incorporate the change that was made in Dungeon Keeper 2, where your imps would level up by just digging. Which I think is a pretty cool change, or pretty cool idea in general.
You cannot afford to train creatures.
Can I afford to have imps doing their work here? I think they're all just heading back to the treasury, but still. Kind of want them to be quick about this. Actually, make this a bit more efficient. We'll build a small hatchery, a small treasury here. Okay, yeah, this is not working out too well with the hatchery. As you can see, the bile demons are tearing this place up. I have to be quick about this now. I can now dump this gold right here, which, as I say, should make stuff a lot more efficient. You there. Can you claim this... not the gold, I want you, the imp, to claim that land. We need to be able to hold more money. Otherwise we'll lose all the money, or we can't accumulate money because all of it is already spent by the time the imps get back to the treasury. So this is something we have to do. As much as I don't deserve actually having their work made easier for them, this is the only way I can actually get my imp storage back up to speed. 5, 6, we have 7 imps now. We need to keep in mind the enemy now, or by now, should have infinite cash. Yeah, he's harvesting those gem veins. At least there are no ferries here. Okay, this should actually get my money up to speed again. We can now also soon afford to have more hatcheries. I'll do that right away because we do not want those enemies to starve. Remember, if I get skeletons, I have to build a second lair. And also probably a second hatchery and all that. Just so the creatures don't actually meet on the way. Okay, 6,000! 6,000! That's obscene. At least they're all walking there, so we should be able to stall this a bit. Okay, make this bigger. Yeah, 1,900 gold. That's an obscene amount. But since the enemy seems to be quite high level, we need to get this guy training. Even though it means he'll have an obscene or an even higher paycheck, we need to get him training. Also, since even the bile demons, in their pretty obscenely slow speed, are now heading to the treasuries, they are not going to use up that much many chickens. I mean, we should be able to grab a bunch of them and drop them in the prison. Yeah, my good man. Okay, let's get those guys to the processing. Now what you don't want to do is actually sacrifice enemies, because they will be counted as released as they are dumped into that sacrificial basin. And that will mean, if there's a creature in the temple currently praying, for example your ghosts, they will always be attacked, and a fight will break loose and it's annoying. So if you really feel like sacrificing enemies to the gods, do it behind closed doors. I think the same applies if you actually beat up a creature that's currently tortured or in prison. I've actually had prisoners beaten out of the prison, literally beaten out of the prison, which didn't go too well for me because it would be, well, it would count as them breaking out. So I had to recapture them. It was, I think, in fact, the dragon that I had I've told you about last time that led to me discovering that the torture room can actually turn prisoners to your side. Okay, wonderful. How do you really want to do that? Okay, if I put the orcs here. Why does he give me a troll there? Also, I believe the lightning will also hit everybody. And the Horned Reaper, by the way, is fully magma proof. So you can't really beat this guy with magma. He will charge you all the way. I don't really care too much about those. This guy will be pulled out. Back in there. I think it's time to actually tear into them. Can I have this ghost? It's bloody useless. I don't like ghosts, so I just will lose them. Okay. Get everybody in here. This is a pretty massive fight after all. Okay, I got a new creature. Ooh, a hound. Nice. I think hounds and skeletons also get in trouble with each other. Level 7 already. That is impressive. Okay, I think we can say we won this skirmish. And we will have gained a lot of prisoners from that. Yeah, don't get your imps there. What? Why? Who? Oh, so demon spawns and hounds will also fight each other. That's inconvenient. That is highly inconvenient. I wasn't aware of that. Because I think hounds are also pretty damn good creatures. So we'll probably want to give them another lair here. This here will be the official troublemaker lair. No, you don't have to do that, please. No, go back to your lairs. Could I have an... I know we haven't finished this yet, so this way. Okay, look at our prisons now. They're all filled, and luckily those warlocks here can actually heal themselves, as can this demon spawn. Which means they can go straight to the torture chamber without me needing to put in any more food. Okay, you, I would prefer to go training. Okay, in that case I want you to go to the temple. Just don't do nothing. So I need you to actually get this going.
Your prisoners are escaping.
Oh, prisoners escape. Damn. That's not good. I was about to... Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, so that's why. Yeah, he was apparently getting one creature into my... Yeah, I think he was getting an imp into my prison. Get this guy out. Where's this? Oh wow, we found his dungeon heart. Feel free to summon them there. That's fine. This guy a bit more health. This guy and this guy. That's fine here. We have to be quicker with getting our enemies into...
Escaping. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are under attack.
Okay, how do we best get there?
Tortured from the enemy.
Okay, let's get a bunch of chickens here. I believe if I sacrifice an enemy maiden, it will also give me... You stay there, please. No, not there. Not there. Not there either. Here. This guy to be here. Fit? They will eventually cave in. There we go. Imps should flee.
Information has been tortured from the enemy. An enemy has been converted to your cause. Your creatures are fighting amongst themselves.
Okay, you go there. And now we'll drop all the chickens in here.
Your creatures are under attack.
I'll just let those hellhounds actually do their thing. When he only has level 1 creatures left. How many imps do I still have left? Plenty. Oops, didn't want to do that. They will have a go back into torturing, which is kind of nice. So I was partially wrong about that, at least. I think if you actually slap them out of the torture chamber itself, they will be kind of freed. So do restrain yourself there. I'm not sure if that actually helps you with turning them over.
Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Can't you see I'm busy right now? Okay, he seems to be Hee. So worth it. So worth it.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Ooh, what's this?
Are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Okay, you know what? Get me this demon spawn for the next realm.
Information has been tortured from the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Oh wow, look at that. This hellhound is actually going through and then fighting the enemy off. Wonderful. If you have the money left, you can actually do this for quite a lot of fun. Just zap the hell out of the enemies. We definitely want to take those imps prisoner. Definitely want those imps. If I get this, come here, little bastard. Come up here. This is a perfect target. Imps will be very quick to convert. There you go, he's already given up.
It is payday. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Look at him go! Hellhounds, they're great. They're absolutely great.
Information has been tortured from the enemy. Your creatures are under attack. Information has been tortured from the enemy. You have claimed an enemy room. You cannot afford to train creatures. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. You have defeated an enemy keeper.
Yeah, let's not do that. Shall we? Wonderful. Just as we were about to run out of cash, that's another enemy successfully written off. The defenseless inhabitants of the land above bow down before your depraved presence, as if that will save them.
An enemy has been converted to your cause.
Okay, so this is sort of the little cash problem there. This is
Fighting amongst themselves.
professional dungeon keeping. Could you perhaps not do that? Thank you. Just go back to your lair. Go back to your room and think about what you've done. Oh yeah, now you know how most of the rooms function and what they're good for. So why would you leave that standing? Don't do that. Just annoys me. Should know it just annoys me. So we can now actually wait for all his rooms to be captured. But I don't want to. We could also try to explore this place for further money. Oh no, you're getting angry, that's not good. If your creepers get angry, they will do all sorts of unpleasant things.
A torture victim has died.
Ah, screw it.
You have claimed an enemy room.
Okay, I think we'll move on here. So this land is ours, and I don't think there's too much of a point in staying here. Oh, I'll show you something. If I take this ghost here and sacrifice it, all my chickens will explode.
Fighting amongst themselves.
Okay, we'll get them here.
Panic Intrinsica. A weeping, wizened crone presides over this ruined, empty land now. Once she was beautiful. Now should want to make you vomit. The improvement is impressive.
Okay, so there are also other recipes. I think if you sacrifice a fly and a beetle, you get your research done, or warlock, something like that. I think most of those recipes require some insects of some sort. I don't know why that is, but that's just how things work. Also, I always think this is a bit quick to scroll by. It's hard to actually keep track of all those things. Anyway, let's move on.
Moonbrush Wood. A forest town with a welcoming population. Demons and the legions of hell could ride in and would probably offer cheap lodgings and a night of good cheer in a warm, cozy tavern.
Okay, you can see we have made some reasonable progress. I think the land around this starts to kind of be damaged now as well, which is kind of cool. You also see the sky has taken a bit more of a reddish tint, which I think is just wonderful. It works so great to actually have this this gradual shift in shifting not only the bits that you capture, but everything else as well. That being said, we have a round to capture, so let's dive right in. This realm is ruled by 4 arrogant wizards who think they've got everything under control, because their feeble magical power impresses the locals. But you're not from these parts, so yeah, we are not too impressed. As you can see here, the 4 wizards are basically all over the shop. For the most part, they are among those, no, I think they're here. Those are actually libraries, I think, which will open up to... which will contain the 4 wizards and a bunch of other creatures. This place here also has a bunch of creatures roaming around them, so you want to be careful there. You certainly want to... I know I need a lair. Stop bothering me about it. Here. I also like the shift from the standard dungeon tiles to those frosty realms every now and then, and I think there's not more than frosty realms, but it's still a nice change. Gives you some variety, even though it doesn't change anything fundamentally with the game. You can still have magma tiles right next to ice tiles, and it's fine. They're not going to melt down or anything. then actually be flippin' fine.
You must build a treasure to store gold.
Right, treasury. But how we didn't get any dragons yet. I believe in the last dungeon we could have had them if we managed to get this... oops, don't jump around. If we had managed to get this... No jewelry on this part of the map, sadly. If we had managed to get those jewels for us. I think dragons require 50 grand in gold as well, on top of the big treasury. And they're not even the strongest creatures. But they're pretty close to it. They are very, very good. They're basically better warlocks, if you will. Better in that they're really, really tough. Pretty good melee fighters. Able to heal themselves and able to learn some pretty damn good spells as well. That's something that this guy actually had over Dungeon Keeper 2. Just way more creature variety. I've touched on this already, but this was mostly, at least I believe, due to the fact that this was sprite-based, so the artists could get away with whatever they pleased. Whereas the later installments were all 3D model based, so they actually had to make 3D models of every bloody creature.
You need a bigger treasure room.
Okay, let's make this bigger as well. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This will once again be our hatchery. It will be big, of course. We'll also make this here a bit bigger. There's nothing else we can do with this space, so let's make it a treasury. Maybe not this section. Actually, yes, maybe this section as well. Screw it, why not? And we definitely don't want to go up here until we actually have the have access to the prison and the torture chamber. You get the drill by now. You totally get the drill by now. So I don't think I have to explain this every time. But all those heroes we certainly want for our cause, because I think there are some samurai here, which are one of the best heroes you can get. It's the same with creatures. Like, heroes and creatures are working a bit similar. There are some heroes that are just inherently better than others. Rogues and archers are kind of rubbish. Samurai and knights especially are great to capture. Huh. Okay, how many imps do I have? 6. Let's make that a 2, 3, 4. I usually go with 10 to 15 if I don't have gems, and with 25 and more if I do get gems. Although it also depends on how they are situated. Like, this is probably pretty annoying because you can only have 3 imps working on those at a time. Because they count around that, so the cash generation from this is a lot slower than you would get from something like, say, a gem vein you could completely surround. Let's also do the treasury. Not sure if dragons also want the library. I know for a fact that once you, or that they also love hanging out in the library and actually researching spells for you. Pretty damn good at that. But yeah, thanks to their ability to heal themselves very, very quickly, and their pretty damn good attacks, they're really wonderful all-around creatures you want for the mid to late game. But if the only thing that's actually more powerful than dragons is the Horned Reaper himself, but dragons are way easier to keep, ironically.
Build a hatchery to feed your minions.
Oh yeah, we'll build a hatchery. Totally forgot that.
Food is scarce. Enlarge your hatchery.
It's not scarce. We didn't have a hatchery so far. I was still busy building shit. Okay, this demon spawn will now raid the hatchery, which is fine. That's a good ride. We have plenty of treasure tiles. Let's now try taking over the portal. And I'm half tempted to actually make everything around this portal the lair. And I do like to have this a bit closed in, you know. Okay, let's go here. This hatchery should be big enough for the time being.
An entrance has been claimed.
Okay. Let's make this one more row. Got a spider, how lovely. Let's do... Yeah, let's make this a library for now. Great, we've got spies and fly. Spiders and flies. Not spies and flighters.
Amongst themselves.
Could you perhaps stop that? In fact, could you just bugger off again? We actually have all we need for now, creature-wise, and flies are just kind of phased out by now. There is no point in keeping flies around. There we go, Bile Demon as well. Huh. Was it 50 treasury tiles? I really forgot. I once looked up how the requirements for each creature were. And there's one creature I hardly ever got, which is the tentacle. Which actually requires a lot of water in the dungeon, although what constitutes as a lot of water is kind of dodgy. It also requires a temple, so in that one dungeon where the torture temple was introduced, you couldn't actually get the tentacle because you had no way to get a temple without cheating. Though I'm not sure if you can actually cheat technologies into the game that you do not have. Or that aren't supposed to be in that level. The only cheat I know of is that you can make money. And there's actually a save game hack you can get, and that I used for my first playthrough of the last level, because I couldn't get this level to be finished. I could just not finish it on my own.
A new spell has been researched.
Then again, I was young and silly, so don't really frown at me for that. It's quite a powerful save game hack, and basically what it does, it gives you... It hacks the save game in such a way that it gives you 16 million gold or so. It only works for your first save game though. Like you just save your game in the first slot and it will hack this slot. I think you could actually program it differently if you wanted to, but I never found really any reason to do so. Okay, you, and you. Get working. Okay, now do I want a second lair? Is there any point in having a second lair? Not at the moment. Well, it could be nice to have one here, like another hatchery, then a lair. Let's avoid that for now.
A new room has been researched.
Let's actually get ready with this. I kind of want to make my way towards that gold here. Because the 50 grand we're sitting on right now won't actually last us forever. Okay. From here we'll just dig this out. if you do it early, once the money is in your treasury, you can't lose it, or you can just spend it, but you can't really lose it.
A new spell has been researched.
Although this room, or this dungeon does not have any opposing keepers, so actually reasonably fine. I like how the game gradually opens up, like it gives you room after room after room, but slowly. Also, something else to keep in mind is that your torture victims, like if somebody dies in the torture chamber, the body will be destroyed. You can't actually bury it in a graveyard. I think we definitely need a second lair here. This time we'll also go with the second hatchery, because I have learned from the last time.
A new room has been researched.
So this, and then we'll do a 5x7 lair. I need 2 imps to do that. And yeah, it totally helps to actually have imps level up as well. Absolutely great idea, and I love this in the second game. It makes imps a lot less fragile, also regenerate on their own, which was another big step here, because they keep moving around like this. So it's kind of hard to actually check all your imps and make sure they are top health. Really? In that case, we'll probably just dig this here out. How are we doing creature-wise? We do have a fly. So, can I get you too to capture this land? Okay, we'll keep this fly around, I guess. Okay, and this, and then we'll put this fly here. Actually, if you get hellhounds, you need a third layer. You need to move your creatures smartly. That's the big deal here. So at some point, you have to really define which creatures go into which layers, and which creatures will share which places with which other creatures. Although there are not too many animosities, so it's not too bad. It's not like you have every creature that has a agreement with every other creature. It's only like one creature or 2 creatures. Like hellhounds are the bit of an exception because they hate everything. Vampires, I believe, only not everything, but they will dislike your other dungeon members, creatures, or mostly the bile demons and the bile demons and skeletons. For obvious reasons, dogs, skeletons don't go well together. Kind of cliched, but that's how the game works, so deal with it. Also, just to be on the safe side here, we'll build another training room. The training room is a place where actually no fights happen as far as I'm aware. Same with the library. I think creatures will be happy researching together as well. So the general working is fine. Anything beyond that might not be. Also, as far as I'm aware, there is no creature that is attracted by you having a guard room. So unless you have something to guard, there is no need for you to build one of those. Just do that. Okay, that'll do. Ooh, there are gems here. Are there gems down here as well? No. But this will make things a lot easier for us. Especially because those are reasonably accessible. So we'll carve out all of this. Yeah, this dungeon just got a lot easier. Now what's a bit troubling here is this kind of maze, because I kind of forgot what is in here. I know there are a lot of traps there, and I know most of those I didn't like. I think there was at least one boulder trap, which is basically instant kill for most creatures. Imps, of course, count as most creatures in this regard, so your imps will die immediately to those. But again, most other creatures will as well. And a well-placed boulder trap can actually obliterate many things. Also, you can clearly see what those guys prefer to work in. Get your asses working out.
You need a bigger training room. A new room has been researched.
We'll actually build a bigger training room. We just found gems, so we'll do training rooms for days. Also, this is a fine location for barracks. Nothing actually happens in the barracks, so just get them for the orcs, which are very, very sturdy kind of damage sponges. They're really tanky, doing kind of decent damage, I think.
Fighting amongst themselves.
Really? Really?
Creatures are falling in battle.
Okay, that was kind of pointless to have the second lair. Oh well. I wish we had a graveyard already. Imps. Do something. I think this is technically all the dungeon we need. But I would like to have some more rooms over here as well. Because I know the heroes are this direction, I would like to at least have... let's start mining this. Now this is a bit more accessible than the tile up here, so this would be preferred to mine. This can basically take imps from here, at least 3 from here, and 1 or 2 from here as well. Which means this can be mined by 5 imps at the same time. That's just damn great. If I wanted to, I could make this one humongous treasury. In fact, I do want. Like this. And since I can have it, we'll also tag those bits for mining. This will mean the imps won't have to walk too long to get to a treasury and to dump off their payload. Okay, what's up here? Oh, it's payday. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Now, we don't seem to get too many creatures anymore. Not sure why that is. Did we have... oh yeah, we have 20 creatures, so... more creatures would require actually having a portal. Although I'm half tempted to actually dump out some of those bile demons and maybe some of those spiders as well. So I want them to trade. Though I guess they're still kind of busy collecting their wages. No, they are not. They were just lazing about. So 20 creatures, top of the line for you. Let's have 3 of those. Also working out. Level 1 warlocks are nothing. They don't know any spells yet, and they're just squishy. So let's not have that. We don't need imps to actually go quickly from here to anywhere else. If I need the imps to, for example, take prisoners quickly, I will just throw them in there. Okay, do we have the evil eye? Yes. Okay, what's on this? Oh, there's a temple. How very, very nice. That means I don't have to build one of those. Oh, some trolls. How nice. Oh, I think this room actually teaches you how to get a Horned Reaper. By basically giving you the 3 ingredients for 1. And a temple, so basically the 4 ingredients for 1. Yep. That's kind of cool. We'll do that. We'll take that. Especially if you do think you're getting into a new area, always make sure to research first. Or to throw a scouting spell in it first. Also, the Alien spell is kind of useful. It summons every creature to your dungeon heart, so in case your dungeon heart is attacked, get a hold of that. And make sure it is, I think it costs 10,000 though. Oh no, 1,000. I do not want to hold an audience right now though. It's one of those spells I never really use. It's useful if everything is attacking your dungeon heart, but I think by that time you probably already have thrown everything you had into the battle. So it's not like there's much left to do. There's also an Armageddon spell, which basically puts every creature on the map next to your dungeon heart, so it's kind of an all-in spell. So if you think you can handle everything that's currently living on the map with your creatures and go in, throw it in, it's fine. If you don't, well, you only have yourself to blame. So let's get 5 more imps. 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to get rid of imps, which you probably never really do, but you can always sacrifice them in the temple, or you can beat them to death as well. But generally imps die quick enough anyway, so I never found a need to actually manually get rid of any. I also generally want as many of them as possible because they're useful, you know. You there, could you dig? Also, we'll probably carve those rooms out as well now. I don't think they make them any bigger because they're only 1 tile wide, but it will give me an overall more evenly shaped room, so I'm happy with it. You! Why would you not take in this room as well? Thank you. Okay, let's do this. If you want the level 10 Horned Reaper, you can always go in with a level 10 mixer, like a level 10 Troll, Bile Demon, and Mistress. And it's gonna be amazing. Believe you me, it's gonna be amazing. Absolutely flippin' amazing. Because you will end up with a massively powerful creature. And you have no idea how massively powerful I mean here. We only saw this level 4 Reaper, and it was already quite glorious, but level 10 is just a million times worse. If you see one of those, run. Although that probably won't help you because they have super speed.
You have taken control of a new rule.
Okay, I want you two to do this one, you two to do this one, and you two to do this one. No, both of you take that door down. Okay. You don't have to pray. Just get back to training, would ya? By the way, imps can't pray. They're kinda unreligious. I think it's atheistic. And as soon as this guy will cross our territory or see one of our imps, he will come to us. There we go. So you, and you get in there. Ah, there we go.
Rewarded your offering.
Behold, you have summoned a Horned Reaper. Try not to make it angry. You'll fail because everything makes a Horned Reaper angry. But at least try to make sure that everything near it is an enemy creature when it finally goes ballistic. Now I've shown you how to deal with those for the time being. First off, get them something to do. Don't let them just laze around. Also, do I want to expand this? I can now build a temple even though I haven't researched it or anything yet, which is kind of cool. Let's build... Yeah, let's build this a bit closer here. We technically have infinite money by now, so we should be fine just having a temple here. I want to sell the small temple up there. We can make a big one, and that's fine.
A trap has been manufactured.
By the way, the temple will also help you get rid of some effects, mostly the chicken spell, and I think the plague as well. Dumper creatures in the temple will remove those effects for free, which I think you agree is kinda useful. And by kinda I mean it's highly useful, it's immensely useful. The gods are very generous to grant you this effect, so make use of it. Okay, lovely, we got those 2 rooms now as well. Now, since all the heroes are in the northern part of the map, I kind of want to build my prison in the northern part of the map as well. Okay, this... By the way, there will probably not be a stream tomorrow during the daytime. Because I actually have good news for once. Well, again, I'm actually going to have a I suppose job interview. I got a call from a company today, which I applied to, and they said they wanted to talk to me today, or actually tomorrow. It was kind of nice because I was actually just riding the tram to training, and they gave me the call. It was so annoying. And I hope they didn't take offense by me just being kind of silent or kind of monosyllabic in my replies, because I was riding a train and I hate actually talking on the train. Let's take those gold reserves here as well. Before we enter this maze thing over here, we'll probably want to fix in 1 or 2 doors as well. I also never really managed to I never managed to actually use all my traps. I can do fine with doors. I just like to slap a door every opening. But traps I really suck at. Okay, this is gonna be expensive, and I'm not sure if every creature will have enough. Will actually get a salary. We might be able to pull it off. If those guys could work a little faster, that'd be lovely. Not getting paid is quite a turn for creatures though, so they will be mad at you if you don't pay them. Oh, a level 9 demon spawn. We'll go with level 10 though. I prefer to have them higher level, or as high level as possible before we delve into the heroes there, because I think those are very, very powerful. And if you can, just take your time. If you can afford it, take your time. since you can't actually just unexcavate, you can't just rebuild a wall. It's not that easy, you know. Also, the gods won't take offense by you selling a temple. We gave them a bigger one, so they shouldn't be too mad about this. But yeah, once you've taken down a wall, it is down, and you can't get it back. So think twice before you excavate something. You might as well slap a door in there, but it will not be able to be completely uncovered. So once you, for example, open up a wall that heroes can come through, they will always be able to come through, and they will not be deterred by a door. They will just break it down. Again. And of course, if you stirred up a room full of heroes you can't handle, your opponent's boned. If they make their way to your dungeon heart, you're screwed. You're royally screwed. Also, you have those traps, and traps don't cost anything. In Dungeon Keeper 2, traps actually cost you money because they have to be created, and they have to be... Well, they're created basically on request. Here it's more like the creatures are happy to go into the trading... in your crafts room for you, and they just make things there, kind of as a hobby. Oh well, apparently I missed one spot down there. How silly of me. And you just have to put their creation somewhere in your dungeon. But I think this would be a good place for a braced door. Get here. How are we looking in terms of things over here? This place was full of heroes at some point. I'm not sure if we're already here, but over here there is a shitload of heroes. Level 5 guy here, and this is not the best it gets. This is by far not everything here. So yeah, this place is filled with them, and I want my prison to be ready to take them in. So we want a big prison, at least the usual 5x5. And as I said, you want to keep things short. Creatures can actually wake up during the transport to the prison. If that happens, they will of course start fighting. And if those creatures actually are able to cast a healing spell, they will do that upon waking up, and you have to fight them all over again. Of course, it will also usually spell doom for the imp that was trying to drag your poor unconscious prisoner to his confinement. Okay, we have found this area now. I need one imp. One imp. Precisely one of them. Probably one that doesn't seem to have anything else to do. And I want him to take this place here over, but I want to put a door right after him. Right in here, we'll put a door. You there. Oh, he was busy taking over land. So that whatever kills the one imp who's taking stuff over here will not kill any subsequent imps. I think that's important. I'm big about health and safety, you know. In fact, the job I've applied to is one of those health and safety things. So my job would be to make sure that nobody dies at work. I'm looking forward to, actually. Some of the rules for evil overlords: do not let your minions, your subordinates, die. It's really bad for the for PR. It's also terrible for the morale at work. So yeah, avoid it at all cost. Okay, Fine. Now we lock this door. Have an eye on this imp. There's a trap. We'll try to pull him out. And the neutral traps can, I think, also be on those tiles. You can't build traps here. As you can see here, I can't build a trap here. I can build it just fine here. And traps don't have to be surrounded by any tiles. They can just be in the middle of nowhere. And as you've seen with the earlier levels, lightning trap will be very powerful at deterring enemy imps. Okay, let's go this way. You can turn the map with control and the arrow keys. Also zoom in or out, but I usually try not to because it's kind of fiddly enough as is. I'm quite sure there was something annoying in this this dungeon. I think over here somewhere there was a boulder trap, or several down here, something like that. And there should be some gold down here as well. Actually have an eye here.
A door has been manufactured.
Yeah, there is some gold here. And I believe those are traps. No? Maybe. I'm fairly certain there are traps here. Oh yeah, Zim's getting busy, so he's having a blast. And since he's going to be here for a while, I'll probably just summon another one for here. These will be at 16 imps now, but I do think, well, I'm quite sure I distinctly remember that there was a trap down here somewhere. That this imp is most likely doomed, because he will trigger it eventually. I'm quite sure it was a boulder trap. You can actually build this well, and they will... Oh, there's nothing special here. What are you? Transfer creature. I'll not transfer the Horned Reaper, because those are bad at the beginning of the dungeon. We'll take a demon spawn. There's always a nice staple choice. Okay, he's now taking this land, I think. Yes. Let's keep a look at him. And see what terrible fate befalls this imp. Brave little guy. I don't think he's going to survive this. Quite sure he won't. Ha! He might. This, my friends, is a boulder trap.
A door has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
It will bounce around a bit, which is slightly annoying. But yeah, it will kill everything in its path, friend or foe alike. Most of your traps actually do have a kind of friend or foe identification, and will not actually hurt anything that's... So slap them. I think to yours you can slap them around, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this one will kill everything in its path, regardless of allegiance. It will zoom around for a bit, but eventually it will shatter. We'll just wait for this thing to destroy itself, and then we'll probably have to do to take over this land as quick as possible. If you capture the land on the a trap is sitting on, it will be, or the trap will usually be destroyed. It's one of the only ways I know of to reliably destroy enemy traps. Although, of course, that's the heaviest thing, or the hardest thing about this, because a trap will not dissipate lightly. And it's if a place is trapped really good, it's hard to take it over. You saw this with the lightning traps. They're just annoying to take over. believe this was not the only boulder trap here. Which, by the way, in the German version was called the Indie Trap, supposedly for Indiana Jones. Which was totally a reference I did not get by the time I first played this, because I did not know about Indiana Jones. Ooh, a new room has been researched. The graveyard, lovely. You have researched the graveyard. Your imps will drag corpses here to rot, and possibly to rise again as vampires, ready to do your bidding. That's style. It is indeed. I also want to do this. Now, once we get vampires, we also want to sort our warlocks and other people into different lairs. Actually, get this done now. I want all of you to live in this lair. I want all of the bile demons to live in this lair as well. I want all the demon spawns to live in this lair. And if we get a hound, we'll move him to another lair. How's this room with... how well is this room used? There's a way to actually make this flag appear. But I do not know. Maybe if we do this. No. Okay. I just think, I'll just have to guess that there is some space left. Okay, time to build a prison. And I think with graveyard will only be the same as with the prison. Although of course corpses won't rise again, they do decompose. So you'll want to be quick about transporting those to your graveyard as well. Can I get this one, or there's 3 more tiles? 1. No. Apparently not. Fine. Has this boulder trap stopped bouldering? Yes. Okay, you there. Do the thing. I'm not sure if those regain their charge. Like, I'm not sure if those can recharge and go off again. That is fine. We'll drop this guy into treasury later on. Okay, that's fine. And there's at least some money again. Okay, before you die to the next trap, we'll drop you off in the treasury. So you can deposit your money. Then we'll take all the other imps. Ooh, a new spell. Disease. Researchers have concocted a disease spell. Cast it on enemy creatures and watch the affliction spread like the plague. This is especially fun if you can figure out where their lair is. But it's not as efficient as you would hope it to be. Like, it will not kill them precisely, and it will not really, yeah, it will not be as efficient at killing them as you'd imagine a plague to be. It will spread, yes, and they will lose some health, but I don't think they will be actually killed by it efficiently. Which is a bit annoying. Just a bit. Could you take this room now? I believe we're actually ready to... Okay, nothing here. Nothing there either. I'm surprised. I mean, at least I was correct about that boulder trap, which was totally there. There might be another one here. No. Okay, fine. We'll take it.
Some of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room.
That's fine. Oh, you keep doing that. Take the money, drop off the money. There's a lot of money sitting here. I wish it was piled in a bigger stack. Actually, make it piled in a bigger stack. Let's do this. If I take all this money here and drop it over here, it will form into one big pile of money, which I can then just pick up in one go. No, I can't. I think those actually also have a... Oh yeah, 2,000 is apparently the maximum size for a money pile.
A trap has been manufactured. Your workshop is not big enough.
Which would make sense because that's Okay, can I have any more money here? I think that's all. Fine. Let's dump that in here.
Some of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room.
Okay, what's this? That's the imp. Get the treasury then. Any more unclaimed tiles here? Those I don't particularly care about, but this one would be interesting to take. I also believe there was at least one hidden realm here, so a bonus level. Although I'm not willing to do a bonus level just yet, because a bonus level would mean that we have to... What costs you some health? Imp. A bonus level would mean we would have to use up our creature transfer. And most of those bonus levels are kind of self-contained, so they're supposed to be done with the creature or creatures that you get in it. They usually also have some sort of caveat. Like, they're more gimmicky levels. Like, I know, I'm not sure if it's in this one or in Dungeon Keeper 2, but there's at least one bonus level that's basically mini golf with boulder traps. You can slap boulder traps and kind of use them that way. Just sets them off, which is kind of cool. And I think it was in the second one where you basically supposed to put a boulder trap into a portal. Take this over, please.
Your minions are unable to reach the treasure room. Your creatures have been blessed with experience.
I probably could have waited with that. Okay, this here. Yeah, this is a bonus level. And this is a perpetual rockfall. This will never end. And you do need a lot of a pretty beefy creature to get through that. For the safety, or for sake of safety, because I believe this here might actually bring some creatures over, I will actually lock this off. Okay, I believe we're good to go. This room has been mostly finished, so we'll now actually open this door again. And because I need that money, we'll also build some treasury here. Through pretty much all of this. The entire maze will become a treasury. A highly inefficient one at that, but it will become a treasury. We'll not make the entire thing a treasury, so this here won't be a treasury. But I think anything up to here can do. And we've put 3 imps to work on that. Also, I think we're almost ready to go for the heroes up north. I can't scroll up for crying out loud. I have to save the game. I believe we're more than ready to actually take those on. Also, I think using the Horned Reaper is kind of a beginning of, I guess it could be called the Tantrum Spiral later on, but of a vicious cycle. I think that's a better term for it for now. because it will start off, or you will start off having to watch. If you use it in battle, it will get injured, so you'll have to send it to rest. And once you do that, it will start to actually get angry, and then you have to send it to either a temple or and so on. And you have to make sure it's always busy. I think it actually enjoys killing stuff, so it will not get angry in battle. Although, if memory serves, creatures will get angry if they have to walk by corpses, which is something we can actually address now. Can now build a graveyard. Okay, graveyard is very expensive. There's only one more room. There are 2 more tiles here, but there is only 1 more room you can build. Okay. So... and I think the graveyard in this game can also be any size and shape. In Dungeon Keeper 2 it has to be a 5x5 room actually. Can be bigger than that, but it has to be a 5x5, otherwise there won't be a coffin in the middle. Which is of course where the vampire would spawn if it raises. But in here it can be anyone, because there is, as we'll soon see... there's no extra thing, like in the... most rooms do something if you get a 3x3, but you can see it doesn't change. And there won't be anything for a 5x5 room either. I'm well aware of that. I'm very well aware of that. I'm also well aware that my mouse cursor doesn't work as intended right now. Okay, could I have like 2 of you do something here? Of course I know what the last room is that we can build, but I won't tell you right now. Let's make sure that we'll be safe here by building a door. Another door. I know I have one here already, down there. But more doors never hurt. Also put some traps in there. But nah, we're fine. We're fine. Absolutely fine. I know. Okay, let's also activate capturing of enemies. And I think there's a bit of a downside of this level is you do have a lot of time. And once you get to utilize the gems properly and you have plenty of imps to keep mining constantly, you will actually... you'll just have time to do whatever you want. To get my Horned Reaper now. He needs to get back to the training room as soon as possible. He's level 7 already, so he's very, very powerful. Going to be very expensive as well, and you can see his training takes 150 gold. So he is the most expensive creature to train as far as I'm aware. There is nothing more expensive than that. We don't have too many imps hacking with the gems here, which is actually fine because gold is much easier to mine than gems. That's kind of a trade-off. Gems are infinite, but they do require a bit more effort to mine. Whereas this gold here is, or gold veins or gold seams as they're called here, are just perfectly easy to mine. You can go in there, you can mine them away. It's fine. I believe once we cross over here, we'll be in for a fight. Didn't I have 2 demons? Oh right, I think... yeah. One of them has actually turned into a dragon at level 6. And dragons are amazing. You can see here dragons learn to have a flame breath, which is their standard attack. They have to heal themselves and they can throw grenades. I'm not sure why they can do that, but they can do it. Also, I think dragons don't have an issue with hounds. I was wondering why I lost the demon spawn, but no, that was actually just something I did account for and I did plan for. I mean, I knew it would happen, but I didn't know when we'd actually get to that point. Okay, would you mind continuing to take over land here? God damn it! Okay, a Horned Reaper. Do the thing. You can see him tear through the opposition here. Those are no threat to him. And if your Horned Reaper could actually heal himself, he would be too powerful. It's not like he isn't massively powerful already, but this would make him too bad. Look at that, there's a whole lot more of those guys to go around. Oh, where's my Reaper? Would you mind?
Your creatures are under attack.
Would you mind doing a bit more fun here?
Your minions are winning a battle.
Lovely.
Your minions are winning.
Absolutely lovely. Now, you please take those prisoner. We don't want them to wake up, and this is kind of the risk you take when you start taking prisoners. They might wake up and you don't finish them off. So if you don't process them quick enough, you do have to fight them again. And again and again. Although actually I don't want those guys alive. So you... I guess you can actually go into the torture chamber. We'll throw him a bunch of chickens. And those four guys here need to go to the graveyard as soon as possible. Okay, any more? Oh, this guy. Yeah. Let's just say those guys don't have a chance. There's a monk. Monks are great at killing vampires.
Your minions are winning a battle.
Okay, we don't like those.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle.
Those are already used up. Now I don't know how this exactly works. If you have to keep those graves occupied at the same time, or if it's if it doesn't matter. Look at this carnage here. Okay, could I have an imp to deal with this? Also want to dig those out. I'm not sure I want to break into the center of those, so let's not do that. We can safely chip this away. And we want to get over on this side as well. I'm not sure we can do this anytime soon. I love what the Horned Reaper did there. It's kind of amazing, and I don't think we'll need him any stronger than that. So we'll just put him here, and we'll drop him in there. And have him pray. That's the safest way to keep them. Just have them pray. Oh no, you don't. You don't die on me. Ah, come on, mouse cursor. Okay. This. Come on, eat this chicken. Don't act like you're starving, you just had 8 chickens. 8 chickens, my friend. That's even more than I eat, and I'm fat. I admit that I'm fat. Although I have been losing weight, so it's not like it's a status I'm keen on keeping. Also, no vampires just yet. Shame. Yeah, I don't know if how this counts. Like, if all the bodies you threw in there kind of accumulate, and once you have hit, like, say 10 bodies, you get a vampire, or if it's you have to keep those bodies in there at the same time to get a vampire. Those guys have woken up now, so not too great. I mean, this rogue here has not really had any trouble. Well, he wasn't attacked by the Reaper. Somehow he managed to evade it. Maybe he managed to turn invisible, I don't know. Okay. I think it's time to get in here, but first let's cast an eye in there. Okay, there's a level 5 guy. Level 7, level 7. Ooh, nice. Those are pretty great wizards. Reaper, go in there. Let's have some Wizards of Owen in there. And also some Vile Demons. Oh, wonderful. We now also got a... Marksman? Archer, yes. That's basically a marksman. Now what I could do here is actually I could put those creatures. I'm going to show you how you use a barracks. If you put the barracks over here, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make a 4 by 3. That should actually do. Put the Reaper, those two and those two in here. They will form a team. So if we now go into symbiosis with probably the Reaper because he's the sturdiest. Come on. Okay, and now those guys will follow us around. So we can actually go in here. They will follow us. And we can leave that now. I'm not good with the symbiosis myself. Let's actually use the map to turn this north. Okay, now those wizards here, or those witches, actually have a pretty decent storm spell. Okay, you might want to get out of there. It's annoying because they can push creatures way back. They can actually push them into magma as well. Let's have a dragon in here as well. Dragons are great. Okay, let's get this sorted. Definitely want this guy, this lady a prisoner. Those are the kind that, when they wake up, actually throw in a healing spell, and you have to fight them all over again. They heal very quick, so you have to damage them quick, and if they manage to get out of this, you're boned. Not necessarily boned, but it's unpleasant. This is the first time I actually have plenty of hatcheries. Yeah, this guy heals himself, so we'll actually let him heal. Giants are kind of nice. They're pretty good fighters. Though I could just beat this guy up as well. Now note that this this here is actually the overall filling of your hatcheries. Okay, you, and you. I don't know how they actually pick their rack. But I know they somehow pick one and they go with it all the way. Let's get those guys filled up again. Kinda glad I got to my prison before the spiders did. Just keep freezing prisoners. And we don't really want to have skeletons or anything, I just prefer to have those heroes because they're kind of strong as they are. And while skeletons and, or while skeletons at least are useful, there is no way ever I actually prefer creatures as ghost. Rather than having a ghost, I'd rather have a creature as a corpse and or a hero as a corpse and basically turn them into a vampire. But yeah, ghosts, rubbish. Especially because they don't actually go and train on their own. But they'll just go pray all the time. Oh, wonderful library. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. You there, have some food. Get that Reaper. Dump him into the temple. If you don't do this, he will get very, very angry. And he will start fighting everything. Including, but not limited to, your creatures. I can actually get my my mistress and my troll back. I don't want to though. I could get this demon spawn back as well. It counts as if it died. This one didn't really die. I think we just took that with us to the next realm. So we can actually kind of clone it now, which is kind of interesting. I really don't want that fly back. Flies, no use here. So we'll take this one. This over here should not be too much of a problem for my creatures. Because most of those actually have taken quite a beating already. In fact, if I drop a lightning spell in here, I could wipe them out quite handily. Yeah, I'll try that now. Oh yeah. Teehee, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Okay, we got all the creatures here. Kinda cool. So I don't need those chickens anymore. Okay, we got this one sorted, and there is nothing in here, so I'd rather just sell those libraries. I think it's a nice touch that they gave all of those wizards their own library. It's just fluff. You could, of course, also research in here, but we already have researched everything, and there's no real need to do any more than necessary. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Your creatures are under attack.
And of course, say hello to the Horned Reaper again. It's been a while since you met this guy. He'll still not kill this. Though of course, it takes him no time at all to take this guy down. At least it shouldn't. Okay, let's add a few warlocks here. Yep, down in no time. Let's get him captured this time. Also, could I have you? Perhaps, I mean, you. And maybe you again. Could you go back there as well?
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Okay, wonderful. That's all of those taken care of. Well, almost all of them. So back to the hatchery we go. We need to take out some more chickens. I think this is still safe. I'm not sure how big the area is where you're starting to skirt the danger zone where creatures will wake up before you actually get them, I'm gonna say, treated. Okay, I don't really want rogues, so all of those. No, I didn't want to splatter them. Okay, you splat. Take those to the graveyard, please. And those monks, especially useful if you have an enemy keeper who uses vampires. Will I finally get my own vampire? We should get one eventually. So I would like you... Oh, wonderful. We now have a vampire. A vampire has risen from your graveyard, nourished by the souls of the dead which have been brought here. You have to suck up the vampires or they go off in a huff, but they're extremely powerful and fearsome underlings to have in your employ. Indeed. Also, they're not got along with many creatures, so we want to put the vampire into this lair here. Make sure there's no other... Yeah, I think those heroes are basically fine with whatever. Also like how dragons eat. Like, we'll pick this dragon up here, and we'll give him something to eat. I'll just kick the chicken up and eat it. It's lovely. Okay, let's grab some chickens for ourselves. Not for us, but for the monks, who might even have sworn an oath of, I don't know. Oh, lovely. Come on, all your friends have joined as well. That should convince you to go in as well, my friend. Yeah, we're getting all those heroes. And it's a nice way to bolster your ranks. I think it also gives you style points to capture them. Probably be pretty inefficient though. I think our efficiency rating in this dungeon will be pretty terrible because we have not really... we haven't been quick about this. I do like to take my time with this one because it's a nice level. Since we're going to go in here anyway, I was afraid there would be creatures in here, or rather heroes in here, which we would then have to take out in a slow and painful way, which could actually give us trouble. But luckily they didn't. Also, why are you all just lazing around? We have so much space in our training rooms. Get going. And that's kind of a downside of this. You have to get... It's fine. That's absolutely fine. We have 2 of those. So don't you think you off the hook there. Also level 2 Bile Demons. I don't like that. With those wizards. Okay, spiders are training. I'm not sure I ever had a level 10 spider. It's just not that useful overall. I think over here is a hidden realm. This, by the way, is a prime location for the Horned Reaper to take over. Or for a dragon. A dragon is actually great for taking out traps and then just using those charges up. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's a hero portal. And a level 7 vampire. I think this guy is very annoying. I'm not sure if this would be supposed to be a regular or a normal vampire. Or a neutral vampire that you could get. But every time I've been here, he's already joined the enemy forces. So I think this is supposed to be a level 7 vampire that's not going to join your side. Ever. I'm ready for this library here. Level 7, level 5, level 7. Yeah, we're fine. We'll be fine. You, some of you, some of you. And once the monks have leveled up, we'll probably want to drop those into that room with the vampire. So I believe monks are doing pretty good against vampires, if memory serves. In fact, in Dungeon Keeper 2, vampires get the ability to basically resurrect themselves from the dead if they die. Like, at least if they're above level 4, they can just resurrect themselves, which is just annoying because they basically resurrect themselves at their hideout, at their lair. And I think they will lose a level, so they are not completely immortal, but they're pretty damn close to it. Okay, somebody take this place and take those guys hostage. We need those hostages. We don't need them per se, but I want them. For that, I need chicken. Just look at how much money I'm saving on healing spells here. Just giving my hostages chicken. I think this is a fairly long distance, so do be careful when you try to get creatures over there.
You have claimed an enemy room.
I think it would also be a nice idea to speed up those imps that are supposedly taking hostages. Just to be on the safe side. You can heal up, you can heal up. I think we need more chicken. I mean, those take a fair bit, but you can basically force feed them chicken, which is kind of cool. Okay, the wizard is taking care of himself, and those guys would sit in your prison indefinitely. Which makes them pretty annoying prisoners, because of course this would, or those self-healing heroes would pile up in your prison, and eventually it would overflow and you'd have a prison outbreak. Or prison break? Is it break or outbreak? People are breaking out, so it's probably an outbreak. Okay, let's give this giant 8 more chickens. Also, that's a huge spider. And I probably want to have... Oh no, this Horned Reaper is... What is he doing? I wanted to train. I love how they just eat every chicken you throw at them. You have a go there. And if we lost any creatures, we could probably get some mistresses as well. I love how this guy's just magically being transformed with their own staff. So yeah, dragons. Kind of cool. I think we were supposed to get a dragon in the last scenario. Well, or the next one. I don't know. I think you only get a message about them once in the game. So there's one level where the game says, okay, from now on you're supposed to have this creature. And it will give you this creature. I really want this level 7 vampire as well. It would be an amazing addition to our forces. Although these guys can fly, which is very handy. Flying creatures will obviously not be harmed by lava. Ooh, this here is a samurai. Be careful with those, they hurt. Very, very bloody strong enemies. But we have something that's very bloody stronger. In fact, we'll send him in right now.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are under attack.
Okay, get me some warlocks. Maybe one of those bile demons as well. I love that the game shakes a bit when you drop those. Might need another dragon as well. Oh no, the Horned Reaper is at the is on the case. Oh, this guy's level 9. Luckily those are squishy, especially if you have a Horned Reaper. Where's my Reaper? Hit this guy. This guy needs to be imprisoned. ASAP. This here is not a big deal. Where's my Reaper? Do the thing, Reaper. There's another one there. Lovely. Okay, nothing here yet.
Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle.
Would you perhaps take this guy prisoner now? And please be quick about it. Have some chicken. No, I didn't want to drop the chicken there, but I guess it'll work too. Take these guys prisoner. I think Samurai can also cast lightning, which is the last thing I want. They can also not heal themselves. I think at later levels they learn to heal themselves, but we want those guys to join us. And those are among the strongest heroes, so we definitely want those on our side. Oops, didn't want to beat him. Did I just wow, the chicken. It's chicken for days. At least one of those could heal himself. Oh yeah, I think just some of those woke up again. That happens when you're too slow. Also, where's my Reaper? You. Get your ass back to training. Okay, you I don't want. Die. Die. Okay. Why is this still not captured? Have all the chickens. Okay, screw that. Okay, those have been just taken to the prison, to the graveyard. Ah, yes, this guy. Please live here now. I'm not sure how to perfectly prevent them from fighting each other. I don't think it's actually possible. Okay, why are you there? You should not be there. You should live here. Okay, we're also running low on cash, so I might want to start getting money again. Okay, you and you. Guys healed. Information has been tortured from the enemy. Oh, lovely. Okay, One badge for the prison. Lovely if that's part of actually prevent the prisoners from eating. One badge of chicken for here. I believe the right click will always take you to the more filled hatchery, but I'm not sure. It is something that you please do not quote me on as well. I'm not sure if that's enough. You and you and you. Get in there as well. So we're now getting to a fairly filled torture chamber.
An enemy has been converted to your cause.
Lovely. I'm not sure that counts as torture as well. I mean, I'm cramming 8 chickens down their throats as well. Which how big those chickens are, how tender. I mean, they seem to be fairly easy to eat. It's raw chicken. It's like a terrible condition waiting to happen. Also have to start losing creatures again. We are paying a lot. We're hemorrhaging money. Also, not sure if you paid attention there, but I like how these samurai actually stab themselves when they get defeated. But you can bring them back up in your prison just fine. It's not like a fatal wound or anything. So these guys suck at seppuku. I also think all the chickens are on this hatchery here. Okay, fine. We'll have to dig out money again. You there. Do the thing. You there. Level up.
Your creatures have been blessed with experience.
Hooray! Blessed with experience.
An enemy has been converted to your cause.
Okay, let's finish up this tormenting. Okay. Level 3 imps. I think they also learn. It looks like they have learned speed up now, which makes them so amazing workers. And of course, it helps to lose a higher level imp, because those are just great, and you want those to stay alive. I think they can take more than one lightning strike, but not too much more. And as I said, imps are horrible and horribly annoying to actually keep healed, because first off, they always require a magic spell to be cast on them to recover health. And secondly, they are very hard to keep track of. Especially once you have a lot of them, you cannot really pick out an individual imp. Unless it's the strongest one, or you only have one who is currently idling. Okay. Also, I think creatures that you, or I think if the game asks you to destroy certain heroes, capture or turning them to your side also counts. So those guys will be defeated even though they have not died per se. Which I think is kind of cool.
An enemy has been converted to your cause.
Okay, we're getting there. What space do I still have left? Oh, plenty of it. That's fine. I could have you. Yeah, you can hear them zip away if I drop one here. It's level 2 imp, they can't do it yet. Level 3 imps will be able to do it. And you can see they are very, very quick now at taking taking over territory and stuff. I believe the avatar, the Knight of the Realm, will also spawn on here. So once you get those 4 sorcerers out of the way, those 4 wizards out of the way, he will spawn from there. Also, since we have built this bridge.
An enemy has been converted to your cause.
Lovely. How's the last one doing? Yeah, I think one batch of chicken is in order. A healthy serving of it. There, eat up, my friend. Okay, this... now we'll be ready for that. For some reason I have 3 dragons now. Okay, where are those monks? You're a monk? No, you're an archer. I think those are the monks. Oh wow, that Reaper's level 9. It's pretty impressive. Are there any heroes this way? There should be heroes this way. Also, I really want this vampire, so please don't kill it. Also, obviously, dragons are magma proof. They don't care about this stuff.
Your minions are winning a battle.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. We got ourselves a vampire, who I think is able to heal himself, so very convenient. Oh yes, there are creatures here, or rather heroes. Yeah, he can heal himself. But this guy seems to be reluctant to join us. That's a shame. Oh, no, 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 no. No, they are not. You there. Go temple duty. Yeah, this guy's slowly healing up, so I'm not going to waste any chicken on him. There are 2 more heroes to go, or 2 more of those wizards to go. I also really want to figure out what's over here. So let's build a bridge. And take 1 imp. Damn it! Okay, we'll have to work around this. And there's one very easy way to do this. First off, I'm a bit sorry I sacrificed one of my better imps. Now what we want to do here is those are all poison gas traps. So the easiest way to deal with them is actually claim a bile demon, which are completely immune to those. Just have them activate them over and over again. They're not actually thrilled about this. Are you full now? Yes, wonderful. Okay. Now we could also drop a dragon here. It would be a bit more annoying to do. Also, okay, you're doing the thing. Let's do that now. Now, dragons are, of course, not as annoying because they can find a path to their lair. Since they don't have to account for magma. Come on, go in there. And again, this is, I'm afraid, this is the only way I know of to actually get rid of those traps. Dragons have terrible vision, by the way. Because it's very, very foggy and cloudy. We are taking damage. I'm pressing 2. This is very simply coded here. This will... Pressing the button that's close to that ability, or that's labeled to the ability, will just use it. There's of course a cooldown. Oh wow, this place really hates me. Come on, heal.
Your creatures are under attack.
Wait, we're under attack. We are under attack. Why are we under attack? Could we stop being under attack?
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
We're level 10 bile demons, that's kind of amazing. Did we open a door here? No, we just triggered those creatures. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I mean, those guys didn't stand a chance. And I don't think we need more giants, so screw them. Okay, these traps here have now been apparently disabled, I think. Yes, they have. Wonderful. So, off with that. Where's my dragon? I also want you to...
Has been converted to your cause.
Ooh, lovely. We now have a second vampire. I'll make sure he goes into this lair. So we can avoid any trouble with the sorcerers. Also, look at all those hero lairs. Look at them. We have so many heroes taken over. Okay, let's get back into this dragon. Okay, we'll get this dragon paid first. Come here, man. Good man. Come here. Get there. 1,000 salary. That's not bad. It's kind of expensive, but really, dragons are worth it. Dragons are totally worth it. Okay, where's this? I think this is the way to deal with this. You can't really take this over because imps will not be sturdy enough. It will take a while to actually destroy this door because this is a magical door. So it will fight back, or it's very, very strong at least. I believe those are supposed to fight back with fireballs. And I don't think this grenade will actually hit because those are kind of difficult to target, to aim at least. Also, you can't hold the button down, I think.
Your creatures are under attack.
Seriously, why now? Apparently because we were too slow with that.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Okay, those... Yeah, they don't attack each other now.
Your creatures are fighting amongst themselves.
Oh, they are. Lovely. Get over there. Also, I don't think we need more giants, so... Sorry, you. Oh, okay, don't kill frozen creatures. 10 spider. What can a level 10 spider do? Freeze, they can hailstorm, and they can slow. How nice. Okay, let's also dig this out. More gold for us. Now, since we have a very high cost dungeon, we don't actually get along with all those with those gems. So I'll have to come up with something else. Let's not use one of the good imps. Let's use one of the cheaper imps. we have taken that over, which has ended this spell, at least. You have earned yourself a little rest. Looks like this was more of an illusion spell, really. Since it didn't really take damage from that rockfall. However, I now want to open this door. Let's throw the giants in there. They're good at opening doors. In their own very unique way. It will take them a while, though. As I said, those doors are annoying. Oh, no. Yeah, that's how we just lost two giants. It's a shame. It's a real shame. But now that this trap has been used up, we can open up this, put 2 imps on the case, and get this located in world. Which we will, of course, not use in the next round, because we already transferred one of our demon spawns. Seriously. Okay, lock this up again. Great. Lightning trap. Might need a dragon again. Dragons are great for stalking out those rooms. By the way, I don't know how you can make a creature eat in symbiosis. Those are things I don't know. Although I believe some of those functions are basically not mapped, so you can't do everything in symbiosis. You can also not really manually research in symbiosis, I think. Or you can't craft things in the crafts room either. Also, I'm not sure why I'd want to call a dragon Fab. Yeah, traps. Heal ourselves, and heal ourselves, and actually trigger all those traps while we're at it. Okay, maybe not that many of them. That was a bit much. Yeah, I guess we'll leave you to your dinner first. Need another healing creature. You there. As I said, dragons are great for that, because their healing spell regenerates very quick, and they are somewhat tanky. I know wizards or warlocks also have a healing spell, but they are not as beefy, so they might probably have died from all those lightnings. Okay, I can't move sideways now. Let's save the game. Let me tap out of this quickly. No, I don't know how this is how this can be fixed. I really don't know. Let's actually. Okay, I can't end the game really because it's I can't get over to this bin thing. So we'll actually save again as LP9. I'll cut the stream here, and when we come back tomorrow, I'll probably have news for you, and I'll also hope I can get this fixed, because I think I'll have to kill DOSBox now. So until then, bye!